They show up every nativity scene, the wise men with gifts. But who were they? Why did they come? Well, Matthew 2 tells us, "Now, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judah, in the days of Herod the king, behold, the wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, 'Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen a star in the east, and have come to worship him.'" First, these were not kings, and there weren't necessarily three of them. They were Magi, likely scholars or priests from Persia or even Babylon, men who studied ancient texts and watched the skies. And it's almost certain that they were familiar with the prophecies of Daniel, who lived in Babylon centuries earlier, and was actually made chief of the Magi by King Nebuchadnezzar. Notice the wise men said, "We have seen his star." Not just a bright light, but his star. Something unmistakably divine. They didn't come because they were curious. They came to worship. In Matthew 2 it says, "And when they had come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented gifts to him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh." These gifts were more than just generosity. They were prophetic. Gold was fit for a king, and Jesus is the King of Kings. Frankincense was used for priestly worship, so it's only fitting because Jesus is our high priest. And finally, myrrh, which was used for burial, because Jesus is the king and the high priest who came to die. Their gifts pointed to who Jesus really is, our king, our priest, and our sacrifice. The Magi traveled hundreds of miles, likely for months, just to bow before a child. They rejoiced when they saw the star. They bowed and worshiped when they saw the Savior. And that's the lesson for us. Because true wisdom doesn't just chase signs. It follows them into the Savior. True wisdom isn't just about obtaining knowledge. It's knowledge that leads us to worship. They saw but a glimpse of his glory and came with open hands and humble hearts. So think about that. The religious leaders in Jerusalem had the scriptures. They knew the prophecy. They were literally 5 miles away from Bethlehem, but they didn't go. In contrast, the Magi traveled across the desert. Even the evil King Herod was troubled by the news of this sign. But the chief priests, they were indifferent. But these wise men came to worship. And that is still what separates us today. Some ignore him, and some oppose him. But the wise still seek him. And when they find him, they fall down and worship him. God bless.